Welcome, dear doers. Fasten your seatbelts. We are headed for quite a ride as we explore accounting. At the center of every company, there's one main thing happening: cash flow. As a company, we need to track our income, expenses, and also all the taxes collected that we have to send to the government. Bookkeeping is exactly about that. It's a method that allows us to take all operations and transactions into account with accuracy and reliability, provided that all documents are given in time to the accountant, of course. Accounting gives great insight into a company's results, performance, and health. In some ways, it's the recording of its past life, but it also enables the planning of its next moves. At my company, Stealthy Wood, I can say for sure that accounting is more than just crushing numbers, but there are still plenty of numbers to crush, and having an efficient app such as Odoo Accounting greatly helps. Now, before diving into the how-tos, let's start by reviewing a few key concepts that are at the core of our accounting app, starting with the chart of accounts. It's a list of all of the accounts in which we can classify every financial operation. For example, there can be accounts such as account receivable, where we add what our clients owe us, or a cash account that is dedicated to keeping track of the transactions involving cash. In accounting, nothing is lost, nothing is created, everything is transformed. This applies to the rules of the double entry bookkeeping system and means that every transaction affects at least two accounts, moving value from one account to the other. Adding a value to an account is a debit, always shown on the left side, while removing a value from an account is a credit, always shown on the right side. Whenever I want to know the current total in an account, I look at its balance. To find it, simply apply the formula: debit minus credit equals account balance. All transactions are recorded in journals. I like to picture them as big books where all transactions are recorded chronologically. For every financial document, a journal entry is generated by Odoo with several lines for each account involved. In a way, a journal is a group of transactions of the same kind. For example, all journal entries created for my vendor bills are written in the vendor bills journal. Since these journal entries are generated by Odoo, they are already balanced, meaning that the sum of the debits and the sum of the credits are equal. Nothing is lost, nothing is created, everything is transformed. If I were to do my accounting by hand, making sure that the entries are balanced, it would be a great way to make sure that I don't make any mistakes. But with all these entries, there's no easy way to know which one is linked to which. This is what reconciliation is for: mapping or linking at least two entries to make it clear they balance each other. If two journal items on the same account but on different journals let me know that a customer owed me an amount for an invoice I issued them, and that I received the same amount on my bank account, reconciling them would make it clear that this specific invoice has been paid. Now, moving on to the reports. Two that are very important are the profit and loss report and the balance sheet. They are legal statements based on the accounts that help us better understand the situation of a company. Profit and loss, abbreviated to P&L, shows the performance of a company over a given period. A P&L report is usually about a specific year, quarter, or month. By comparing a period with another one, it quickly becomes clear how the company is evolving. On the other hand, the balance sheet is a summary of everything ever encoded and gives a snapshot of a company at a specific date. As we saw earlier, the notion of balance is crucial for double entry accounting. The balance sheet gives a report that shows us that the whole financial life of a company is balanced according to the following formula: assets, or what the company owns, equals the liabilities, what the company owes, plus the equity, which includes the company's initial funds and the profits or losses. Of course, the structures of the accounts, journals, and reports vary from country to country, but the way it works generally is the same everywhere. With these key concepts loaded into our minds, it's time to roll up our sleeves and see what we can do to implement Odoo Accounting for my company, Stealthy Wood. A piece of very good news is that Odoo Accounting is fully implemented with all the other apps. This means that I won't have to manually record transactions from my point of sale, nor the invoices from the sales team, nor the expenses logged by my employees, and even my stock valuation is up to date as my inventory is also synchronized with Odoo Accounting. In the meanwhile, I bid you a good day or a good night, and I'll see you in the next video.